Today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox is brought to you by Gulfstream Park.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo, and Luby, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another Friday Fun Day edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox, coming to you from our usual perch at Ten Palms Gulfstream Park. Oh my God, the buzz is in the air. Florida Derby tomorrow, opening day yesterday, NCAA tournament action, Elite 8, Sweet 16, all that stuff underway. Jeff Defo DeForest, Tony Segreto, legends to my left. Yep. And Mike Lubitz to my right. Yeah,
Luby's probably more legendary than the three of us combined. What are you talking about?
Well, he's
Is that Luby still with you? I get this all the time. Is Luby still with you? And then they go into a Luby impression.
Yeah, exactly.
The man, his voice is distinctive.
It's distinctive.
You know, all of us have our voices. When I was a newspaper columnist, and this is a weird one, 5 years ago, to the day of Friday, I walked out of the Sun Sentinel newsroom for the last time. It's been 5 years since I left daily newspaper journalism, and I had my voice as a columnist, sports, news, restaurant critic, and loved, hated, but hopefully never ignored. And now I have a new voice. I don't know if it's any good, but Defo, people recognize your voice too. I saw you posted on your Facebook page the other day, right?
It always amazes me. It really does. So I'm at the Fish Shack, which has got kind of an interesting angle with Let's Eat South Florida. Because I mentioned briefly, I don't know if you caught that. I think you did. It sparked a discussion about, restaurants that get shut down because of bugs and all of this stuff. And I know your thoughts on that. But they got like the Clean Plate Award or whatever.
It's good for them. That's amazing.
So anyway, that's fine. But I was surprised that when I was in there the other day, they were saying they have been slammed. Now, they were always busy, but slammed ever since. So this apparently inspired a lot of people to come check the place out. Which I honestly, that really surprised me. I didn't think that would be the kind of endorsement. I mean, I don't know that they mentioned anything about the food there when they did this piece. With
a lot of people do watch Channel 10 News and do watch James.
I guess it does open your eyes to places you've never heard of.
I have my issues with some of his, I guess, methods.
Yes.
But the
we
thing
slammed
is,
the dude for like 2 weeks.
it's not just, for whatever reason, he spotlighted Fish Shack in terms of getting the Clean Plate Charlie.
Which is a nice thing.
I would say dozens of restaurants get zero clean plate, zero violation inspections every month. And the Sun Sentinel actually prints a list of all of them throughout the Tri-County area. Yeah. They all deserve recognition. Our friend Joey Esposito at Cafe Seville is a multiple-time winner of the Clean Plate Charlie. And again, there are some places that, these inspections, they can be pretty nitpicky. If you have your eggs in the wrong place, let's say over your, frozen chicken patties instead of on a different shelf, like they'll write you up for what you would think.
They will write you up.
I have a theory about this, though, and I believe that this should be instituted, okay? Because we know, and you've discussed this a million times, and you had the picture of the roach in your kitchen and all that, which is perfectly valid. So I believe that it shouldn't be public knowledge necessarily or blasted out there when a restaurant fails an inspection the first time and then is right back in business the next day.
Yes.
They really, I don't know if there's a way to let that go, but to make a big deal of it and put up a bunch of red flags like Weinstein does, I think if they correct it in one day and they're not in a repeat violation at any time, they shouldn't have to suffer the consequences of people thinking the place is trashy, because it really struck me hard when I saw, here's a place that's got a great reputation. Everybody loves it. Anybody that knows about the Fish Shack knows it's great. In Lighthouse Point, they do a terrific job. But for that to spike business, it really surprised me, because, then you're thinking, well, what's the opposite effect? When they trash a place, you're crushing somebody for something that was easily fixed.
Right.
Maybe permanently
now,
fixed.
I don't necessarily have a problem with the state inspectors going in and those reports being public. Obviously it's public information. What I do object to is
Or
then
when they blast
when it
them, though.
becomes sensationalized or somebody doesn't give full context, or if it's the first
That's
ever
the problem.
violation.
That's the problem.
And-
They don't give full context of it.
Right.
Or
and
nowadays people don't look at headlines. They'll look at they'll probably just watch the beginning
Now-
of Check Please, or not Check Please, I'm sorry, the
Dirty Dining.
Dining.
Dining,
Not
yeah.
even watch the show. So and that guarantee some of the places we know were in that thing.
There are look, many people that get caught with one bad inspection and bugs happen. That's my philosophy. I'm always forgiving as long as you're not contaminating, as long as food isn't, mishandled and you're poisoning people. A bug is occasionally going to happen. I'm forgiving of that. Now, what I would like to see, though, is like they have in New York and many other places where they actually post the inspection grades on the door.
Bingo.
But that is a system which is more forgiving, like Defoe wants, which is
You should get 24 hours to make the correction.
If you have a bad inspection in New York, they put what's known as an incomplete up there. And then they're going to come back unannounced sometime in the next 30 days after they let you reopen after your initial bad inspection. And then when they come back, then you get your final grade. It's kind of like being in college. You get a midterm and a final grade, and you get a chance to correct. And then you could get your A in the window, which everybody can see based on, check a second chance. And a lot of places don't even, need the second chance. They just get their A rating on the first go round. And I think that's a more forgiving system. And it's also a more transparent
But
system.
okay, so didn't we used to have something else and restaurants sort of wanted what the heck we have now? Like, didn't we get here through
we
another
got here,
way?
but we don't have
You know
a
who
public
started
system.
it, don't you?
What's that?
You know who started?
No.
We started it at Channel 4.
NBC.
Bob Mayer.
Back when it was still
Really?
four.
Bob
Bob
Mayer.
Mayer? Wow.
Bob Mayer, really?
There's a name
Years
for
and
the
years
place, yeah.
ago would go in unannounced and nail
Oh,
a
really?
restaurant.
Oh, he would just do his own inspections,
Yes.
which is
So
kind
it
of
goes back to
ballsy.
Segredo.
Roach at
would-
11 o'clock.
and that would bring back here, ready for the name from the past, Jack Kearns.
No,
Oh,
geez.
wow. That's a name I don't even know.
He was the
Who's Jack
state
Kearns?
inspector.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he was like a big,
So,
became a big
okay.
deal.
I want.
Every time we bring this thing up, I still remember a roach crawling across my table at the Forge
Exactly.
when I was
A
about to spring for
very
like
nice
an $800
restaurant.
meal
Exactly.
for 3 people, and and I didn't want to tell the other people
That'll put
to notice this. Yeah,
That'll put you
but
off
it
your
just shows you it
dinner.
can happen anywhere. I mean, even the most high-end of restaurants.
I'm
It can
sorry?
The
happen.
mic helps.
Does the
Yeah.
Forge still exist?
No, the Forge is
No,
gone.
Forge
they went out.
Um,
But it was a
Yeah.
big
But
deal. The Forge was like
one
a
of my-
big time, really nice place.
One
You
of
had
the-
to be a staple there. Did you have your own table?
Just about.
He was able to get in and out in between the 6 and the 11.
Yeah.
That's always the way to go. Tony,
I love that
smooth operator.
NBC started all of this.
So again, one of the
Didn't you have to do any
crusades.
show prep in those 11 o'clock news things, or you'd already done the news?
Show
Was that-
prep. They just, did the news change a lot between 6 and 11? It seems like in those days, there was like a daytime news cycle, and then things didn't break all night long,
They
except for a
didn't.
little bit of crime. You might have a
Yes.
lead crime story.
They didn't break.
But now
know-
it seems like every hour on the hour, there's some new alarming headline coming out of.
They're ambulance chasers.
Yeah.
How about Rick Sanchez when he started that whole thing where he was on the police blotter? I could have seen Mayo doing that.
When
at one
he would
point,
squat
yeah.
on a map, it was like playing Twister.
Yeah.
Now we're going way back. So a couple things. When
Tony
I was,
brings that out in you. The old days of TV.
Yeah.
It's great.
when I was the food critic, one of the crusades that I wanted to go on, and it got interrupted because other news got in the way. Unfortunately, the year 2018 is when that horrible massacre happened in Parkland. But I was about to launch a crusade that I wanted to lobby the legislature or get a movement afoot to bring those letter grades and a system that's also forgiving but also transparent, where you would see what every restaurant's health inspection report was.
Yep.
On their windows.
So who's
But
against
it's
this?
the Florida Restaurant and Lodging
Yeah,
Association,
but they don't
which is
want it, right? Don't
which
they
is
not want it?
they do not want it. They are the major lobbyists because
Why
they
don't they want
represent
it?
they represent all the big chains and they represent Disney resorts and world. And
Yeah,
their
but why
thing
is it
is
worse for them though? Okay, you'll
they-
explain it, I guess.
they,
Why is
they are opposed to transparency, and apparently they say, "Oh well, inspections are only a snapshot in time," which is true.
Which is true. That's why you want
Which is
the letter
true.
grade.
But you want, I just say, in a state where there's so many
So much
tourists and
bogusness
so many elderly who have kind of fragile immune systems that it behooves the state to be able to have a little bit more transparency.
You would want you would want the posted, right?
Yeah, but the
What-
New York
what-
system is
what-
forgiving because if you
Yeah,
flunk at
there's
first,
rooms.
they give you a 30-day window of grace to get
Yes.
back in the
But-
A letter range, and then the New York system worked because I researched it from the first unit to the second. The ones that open, that the places that got B's
Dinged.
and C's,
Yes.
they tended to either improve or go out of business, and it weeded out bad actors.
Yeah.
That's what I
And-
wanted to
And
know.
it won't scare people
Did they
because that's
give-
my problem with this thing is we have someone we're close to. They got like 2 years ago. There was like an issue with someone next to them, but it like bled into them, had nothing to do with them. They were shut down in the morning, open by nighttime. And I have friends that still won't go there too because they saw something on Wine Sears thing like 2
It's
years
amazing.
ago,
It's
and it
amazing.
wasn't even their issue. Like
It's amazing the influence that television has on people, and how much they'll hold it 5
Against-
years,
yeah,
10
yep,
years
yep, yep.
later. I'm
Yeah.
not going.
It's the age-old thing where an athlete gets in trouble, gets accused of something, and then is totally absolved. Turns out had nothing to do with it, and the headlines are made in the beginning, and you think, "Wow, this guy's a real scumbag" or whatever. And then when the retraction comes, it's in the agate type underneath the British soccer scores, and you're like, "I didn't really see that. I didn't know you had nothing to do with this." So,
Yeah, but now we seem to live in a new era where you can have all those horrible headlines and still get elected to the presidency.
yeah, well, that's a whole- we
that's
know
another
that.
story. Why'd you bring that up?
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
because I can't
it's
help
just too
myself.
easy.
Oh,
yeah.
all right. So speaking, we're talking about restaurants that get dinged, and then our friends over at Southport Raw Bar, legendary place, iconic place, celebrated 50th anniversary.
iconic
Buddy
eatery.
Sherman, we love him. But they got dinged the other day, and I don't know, somebody tipped Weinzier on the day of when it happened.
Was
so
he
they
there
didn't
when they opened?
then and even
Yes,
get a chance to correct. But it was a little bit odd because it was just a report that had the normal, like some flying insects and nothing
They're
to
on the
do.
freaking water in South Florida.
But it had nothing to do with any
Food or
kind of
anything, yeah.
rodents. But it was closed for more than a day because I think there was some other issue that wasn't written up, but that Buddy. Something was a little bit amiss. They had some plumbers in there yesterday. It wasn't. It might have been a clogged drain because it wasn't backing up. They didn't get written up for any kind of backup drain pipe. But anyway, the good news is this: he's basically redoubled his efforts. They did a deep clean yesterday. They are reopened as of this morning.
Nice.
I know Southport is a long-time
The
place,
staple.
has a lot of fans, including us, former
Yes.
sponsor on the show, and I still love Buddy. And I'm forgiving of it. I'm going to go in there, and I know it's
Yes.
an older building.
I'll go in there too.
I'll sit outside on that patio overlooking the canal and get a dozen of they have the grilled oysters that are beautiful. They got all kinds of great stuff. But you know what? Everybody make your own decision. If you're one of those people like, I'm never going in there again because they had bugs. It's like, okay, then don't go into your own kitchen because your my kitchen had bugs. And, if a health inspector came to my refrigerator, and I'm a neat freak, I have things nice and right, but they would say, "Why are your eggs on the shelf above the above the cooked leftovers?
Why are they below?
Yeah, and there's all these things that restaurants,
Where
obviously.
Where's your turkey?
My
No
turkey.
Look, I know that everyone's like, "Oh, you're yes, we're apologists." And look, we've been on both sides. Mayo's the first person to be tough. I mean, Default, myself, and Tony's a little nicer than us, but we'll be honest about restaurants. My problem is the fact it's what Devo's talking about, that we don't forget. Look, if you get dinged and you're open back up, fine. You have to get slapped on the wrist by the community, okay. But the fact that it lingers, some people for the rest of their careers are remembered for the thing that they didn't do.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
that sort of stinks to me, and the fact that there's no
Do you know
recovery,
how-
there's a very small recovery ability.
A
side.
lot of these
how hard
places
it
come
is to be
back. I mean,
clean?
everything gets forgiven. Well,
One of
not
these places
necessarily
probably are-
forgiven, but a lot of things
they
get forgotten
Yeah.
Yes.
in this day and age.
Yes.
And look, bottom line is this: if you go to a place and you have a good experience and you don't have any ill effects after a meal, like I'm going back, and I like the food and it's good. So maybe I'm an apologist, but there are certain places I won't set foot in
Yeah,
again
you're
because
pretty
I've
honest.
seen, there are some bad operators out there,
Yes.
and I won't go back to certain places. I'm not going to name them.
Speaking of, how long has the Rustic Inn been in existence? And they've always had clean.
Oh, good for them.
Rustic Inn has been around a while. They are no longer family owned. They're now owned by a corporation out of New York that also owns Blue Moon Fish Company
Yes. Oh,
and a couple of other places. I'm not as thrilled as I used to be because I think the prices have gone up and the quality has gone down a little. So I'm not the biggest rustic. Plus, I always get a headache after that. Everybody's banging their hammers. With
I like to
crabs.
bring it home in a bucket.
Yeah. No, I used to pick up crabs to go all the time before the crabs. I used to get a dozen of those, steamed blue Maryland crabs for like less than $50 a dozen.
I know.
Wow.
Now it's like $50 a crab. It's kind of nuts. So
we are here at Gulfstream Park.
we are at Gulfstream Park. I don't know if Joe Beja is coming. There's that buzz in the air. Defo, did you do any wagering today, or are you saving all your shekels for tomorrow's big day? 14 race card, 10 stakes races, 5 of them graded stakes action.
My gambling tendencies have always been to get buried on the big stakes days, so I'll be sending it in today. I do have to exit here, and actually I'll be punching on the races at another pari-mutuel location. Because and this was interesting. It kind of led me to the Hard Rock last night. Now, would you say a first-time starter at the Hard Rock has any chance of winning money?
That's usually the best chance because they want to hook you. Yeah,
this is what happened.
Beginner's luck, right?
There's a friend of the Mustang's been staying at our house. Mustang was working last night at Fishtails. So I had to go to the Hard Rock for this bare knuckle boxing
Had to
thing.
go to the Hard Rock.
Well, I did
He
have to
actually
go.
did. It was
I
like a
really did,
business.
yeah.
It was actually a
I had a
business.
little
Yeah.
transaction going on. I met a guy whose father used to own a piece of the New England Patriots, a guy named Fran Warner. His father was partners with Victor Kayem when they owned the Patriots.
The shaving guy.
Lady Schick, yes.
Yes.
So we had some laughs about that. It was an interesting array of people, the usual circus for me when it comes to a business meeting. And this woman, oddly named Val, ironically, crushed it. I mean, played one machine all night, and it just kept hitting.
Wait, one machine kept
A good
hitting?
machine.
One machine
One
all
machine.
night
It's
kept
the old
hitting.
Neil Rogers.
That machine
bit.
won't be there next week.
I know good machines.
They were wheeling it out when I went to get my car. They were dropping it off the top level
You'll
of the
never
parking
see that
lot.
again.
Yeah, you'll never see this machine again. It was the flying pigs or
Like,
whatever that
they're
is.
calling in people. What the hell's with this machine?
I saw it with wings
It's a
on it
stable.
going off. It might have caught a piece of
Pull the
particle
plug
at
immediately.
441. Yeah.
On slot machine 223.
Oh, my
Unbelievable,
God,
yeah.
that's
But
so funny.
you know what? It never ceases. And you're more familiar with this than I am. I've only eaten at a couple of the restaurants there, but wow! I mean, what a scene, Mike Mayo.
Oh, on
It's
big
amazing.
days, like
Yeah.
when they got the NCAAs going yesterday, so they got the sports
Sportsbook
betting.
sportsbook is
needs to be
huge.
expanded. No, it's a small.
It sucks that it's
sportsbook.
tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can bet on any of these machines all over the property
Yeah,
and
you
watch
can.
it on any TV all over the property.
The place was
Yeah.
packed.
Yeah.
The sportsbook was absolutely packed, and it looked like a lot of fun. I still can't get over it. This was a bunch of trailers with cigarettes. When I first
It's quite the
came here.
evolution.
What an
Multi-billion
evolution,
dollar
you're right.
a year
Yeah.
revenues for them, and
So,
this is
how would
also
you rate it from a dining experience, though, overall? I know you like a couple of the places, but you tend to really gravitate towards the high-end, high-cost places. I mean, what's your overall opinion about dining there?
No, they have good dining options there. I
Yeah.
mean, if you're going to go to a concert, you got to book it well in advance. But
Yeah.
I do like the Council Oak Steakhouse.
Council
Kuro,
Oaks
the
is really
Japanese
good.
place is good. The Italian place does a good job. The Abiaka is a little bit more avant-garde. It's the one that's outside. They do, they have a full range of options.
What
So-
about nearby? I mean, like
Tropical Acres.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a little out of
That-
the way, but
No,
in
it's-
the absolute vicinity there, like where you're thinking, okay, I could go inside there and get clobbered at $20 a drink and whatever, or I could eat here. Is there any?
tell you the
your
truth-
hot dog guy? Is he still operating?
No, the hot
No.
dog guy died.
I know he
last
died,
year.
but,
No,
it's
I
out.
thought the
I
daughter was
drove
supposed
by
to
the
do
other
it. I
day,
wanted
and
to go
that
there.
place.
Wasn't the family going
The
to?
daughter was
No,
supposed to go
Coney
over?
Island Joe's is gone. The whole
Oh,
place
that
has been
sucks.
replaced
Shame,
by
yeah.
a new fruit shake
Oh,
place.
that's annoying.
Fruit shakes instead of a
yeah.
potato
Yes.
condition.
And that's
What are you
down
talking
on Sheridan.
Sheridan, yep.
So in the general vicinity, there's a place called Lemongrass Hot Pot. They do these, the
Oh,
bowling brawl.
How is the
They're good, but it's one of those places you pay like $35.
Yeah.
It's like an all-you-can-eat situation. Too much food for me now these days.
Yeah, no,
But
you,
then-
you would lose money. on that, no.
There's a place called Hong's Barbecue Chinese, which is around down the block on Sterling, probably about 2 miles away.
And
again,
Acres isn't
you-
far,
you put
honestly. You just take it from the highway.
Tropical
isn't far.
Acres. Okay, so then you got that
How
Griffin.
far away is the acres?
less
Is it
than
like a
less than
10?
a 5-minute
Is it
drive.
like a 10?
Oh, then that would
Yeah,
be the
it's
place
you
to
go
go,
up to
yeah.
No, it's
Griffin and you
close.
hang a you hang a
a
right.
left. And
I
Griffin,
thinking it
get
was
there
like
close.
kind of a
No,
distance.
Royal India on that corridor on Griffin Road is Royal India.
you
There's a
been
couple
there?
of
Have
yes.
you been to Royal?
Yeah.
It's
They do a
good?
nice job. Robert's the owner, long-time guy. He loves his scotch. He always keeps a bottle of scotch
Jack,
behind the
Jack
bar,
needs to start
and
a
he
special
pours
there.
me some scotch when I go in there. He
Yeah,
knows.
you should get a
He
studio
needs
alley
to do
Hard
a
Rock
special, Jack, and you show me a voucher from
Yeah.
the Hard Rock, and you get whatever. Your
No,
first drink
and
free.
what I do is very frequently I stop in, and this is
Yeah,
going to
that's what his
dovetail
move
with our
is.
live
That's
spot
what his
because
move
it
is,
is the
yeah.
weekend.
I try to help you.
Thank you.
Devo,
I mean,
Happy hour.
I want to be an
Devo led you
asset
right
here,
there.
man.
Delaware Chicken Farm.
Happy hour is Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6:30 at Tropical Acres. When they have a 6 p.m. poker tournament, what do me and my buddies do? We meet at the bar for happy hour. We have a couple of drinks, a couple of light bites, and then we scooch on over. It's
Yeah.
less than a 5-minute
Yeah.
drive.
You could have 3 martinis. You could buy a
For what you
round
get
for
one
what
drink.
costs you for
Yeah,
one
yeah.
drink.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
recommend having 3 martinis and
No,
No,
driving
but
to
I'm
the Hard
saying
Rock.
you have 2 other guys. You buy
Yeah.
3
Yeah, you're with
martinis,
people. Yep.
and
And
bingo, you're out the door for $24.
Oh yeah,
So you
and
get one drink.
somebody, yeah, 3 of us each have a martini and have something. We all get out of there for like $70 for 3 of us with
Yeah.
food and drink, and
That'd
we have a
be
couple of drinks.
A dish and a
It
drink.
leaves
at
you
Hard
more
Rock.
money to lose,
Boom.
which is my
Yeah.
favorite
You go-
situation.
We go right over to the poker room for the 6 o'clock start. It's really
It's
easy.
perfect.
2500 Griffin Road, close to everywhere, close to 95, the airport, the port, and don't forget it's open every day except Sunday, but they are open major holiday Sundays, including Easter Sunday, April 20th coming up, and Mother's Day, May 11th. You got to call them right now to get in the reservation books to get your spot for those big days because the place it fills up fast.
It is
954-989-2500.
Amazing how
Yeah.
quickly.
Andy Man was like, "There's a McDonald's there."
No, Tropical Acres.
There's a
better-
Wawa
That's
gas
where-
station
There's a
there.
Burger King
There's
too, Andy. I
There's a
know.
Wawa. There's a chili. But if you want the best in value, quality, service, Tropical Acres is the
5
place
minutes
for you.
away. That's awesome.
It's less
And
than
the
5
happy hour.
minutes.
Actually, the happy hour
If you
prices.
catch the lights.
The happy hour price is maybe cheaper than McDonald's. To be brutally honest.
Yeah.
McDonald's is right.
Yeah,
now.
It's you can get a
And
real
you can't
happy
get a good
meal.
martini. at
You talk
Tropical.
Talk about a Belvedere martini
Oh yeah.
and like those sliders which they make with their ground sirloin. You could get that for $14. I think there are now combo meals at McDonald's more expensive than that, and it doesn't
There's no
have a
doubt.
martini.
There's
so
no doubt.
we
What
love that.
was that dish that we loved there? And it was
Oh,
the
the
seafood thing.
seafood.
What was that, man?
Oh, the
The
mushroom.
marsala-
They have mushroom stuffed with the
No, our
crab meat.
favorite, the
Oh,
steak
the
and the
surf and turf
marsala.
marsala,
Oh,
which
that was
is
great.
Oh,
strips of tenderloin steak
I want
and
that.
shrimp
Yeah.
in a tossed with linguine in a nice light kind of garlic butter white wine sauce. It's a fantastic
It's
And,
dish.
no,
and
it's
you're not
wonderful.
thinking of it because
Sleeper.
you always think of the prime rib first,
Yeah.
and then a couple other things.
That is
but,
one of the
yeah.
sleepers, one of the many sleepers on the menu at Tropical Acres. Go in there,
Great
say
job.
hi to Jack Studiali and his crew,
Show him a
And-
voucher and see if he gives you a free drink.
and tell them. Well, better yet, just make sure you pick up your loyalty reward club card,
Yep.
and you get it punched for every meal you have. And when you get 12
How
punches,
many of those have you redeemed?
I have 2 of them sitting in my car,
Oh yeah, nice.
waiting for my next visit.
Can you do both at once, or does he?
No,
cook in your
one
money?
per
Oh,
visit.
okay.
They
Mayo's-
have
Mayo's
rules,
tried.
but they're very generous.
Mayo's
Every
like shuffling a
12
deck.
entrees that you purchase,
see
you
the
get the
blackjack.
13th one on the house. All right. Tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Have a great weekend over there. Again, open from Monday through Saturday, but going to be open for those big major holidays. Get in the reservation book today. They only take reservations over the phone because
Someone's
they do
always there.
things
Yeah, someone's
the
always there.
old-fashioned way at Tropical Acres. All right, let's take our first break. We'll come back with more on the Lunchbox, including
Contest.
a brunch contest after these words.
Sorry, Don. Defa will not. We will not be giving it away this week.
When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended for a special occasion or any occasion. Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk and Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the lunch. For the finest poultry and the freshest fish, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, open 7 days. Since 1951, a South Florida tradition for stone crab in season, Thanksgiving turkeys, holiday feasts, and everyday eating. Great steaks, house-made sausage, and prepared foods, too. Delaware is not just a market, it's a celebration of taste, quality, and old-fashioned customer service with a smile. Sign up for their weekly email flyer at DelawareChicken.com and tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a great bagel with lox, matzo ball soup, deli sandwich, and rugelach, you know where I go? Grandpa's Restaurant in Dania Beach. It's a South Florida institution since 1957 that was revamped a few years back by a pair of New York bagel baking legends. Full deli and appetizing case with spreads, salads, and platters for takeout and catering. Grandpa's is near Federal Highway just north of Sterling Road, open 7 days for breakfast and lunch. Go eat and enjoy. It's Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. For the finest and authentic Greek cuisine, Taverna Kima is the place to go. 6298 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. It's been around for nearly 2 decades. Every day is a feast with grilled lamb and fish, house-made spinach pie and moussaka, gyros, traditional dips, mezes, with soft, warm pita. It's open 7 days for lunch and dinner with happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m., indoor, outdoor, private dining. So celebrate life at Taverna Kima. For reservations and information, go to Taverna. Are we back?
We're back.
I didn't hear the music, but now I hear the music.
You're like Mike Francesa on that thing that's circulating and went viral, where he's chewing out his crew.
I would never chew out Luby.
Oh, I've heard you chew out Luby. Yeah, so
It's
that's
just
a
smart to do
falsehood.
it off the air. You do it off
You're
the
like
air.
Hexter
It's very,
now,
it's
yeah.
very loving. Everything I do
Yes,
is with
definitely.
love. With love and respect.
Sure, like my mom.
Love and respect.
Jewish mother
Luby,
saying Ashley's loving.
You are the best.
Oh, sure.
We'll say it right
I do
here,
my best.
right now.
Am I? I don't know, but I do. my
Luby's
best.
dedicated.
He's
man.
got
I
it.
tried.
We've got the new mixing board or
There
whatever you
go.
call
We're
that
doing whatever
thing.
we gotta do.
It looks beautiful, by the way.
I appreciate
It's
it. So
brand
anyways,
spanking
so
new.
Don Jaffe was like, "Are we going to give it away this week, like last week?" That's why
I don't know.
made
We
that
might
joke.
because we might have to do
I
one
don't know
of
that
the.
it mattered though so much. last
Yeah,
week. I know it was
yeah,
my
yeah.
fault.
No,
I blabbed
no,
the name
no,
out.
but
No,
we-
and you know
we
what?
gave it
It-
away.
I was led into it by Segredo.
Yeah,
why not deflect
He's like
all the
Trump.
blame?
He's always
Throw him
throwing
under the
somebody
bus.
else under the
Just
bus.
blame somebody else. It's a modern way now. Yeah.
That's
Honestly.
it.
Wait a minute.
It
now.
works.
You did
No, you
nothing.
had nothing to do with
You
it.
did nothing.
That's just my excuse.
You know he was screwed.
Meanwhile, I'm in a great mood because I'm alive not only through 2 legs of a pick 5. Obviously, the first race 1 to 2 shot, 98% of the tickets are still alive. But this race, I think I had a 5 to 1 shot or
Looks
4
like
to
3 to
1
1,
shot.
my
3
friend.
to 1 shot. All right, but it also kicks up my new favorite bet here is they call it a all turf pick 3. So it's 3 turf races on the day, but it's a $3 multiple.
There you
So
go.
when you
What does
do
that
a
mean?
$3 multiple of
Remember,
a
I'm a
minimum
lay
wager
person.
instead of 50 cents, it weeds out a lot of A lot of times people just hit the all button and it brings down your prices. If you hit these things, I went on a streak where I hit it 3 days in a row a few weeks ago, and one of them came back, it was like favorite, second choice, and a $22 horse, and it came back $800 and something for the $3 bet. Nice. And I hit it on a $12 wager. So I love this bet now, and I got, I kicked it off with one of my big tickets, and I'm excited because when you come to the track and you have live tickets, it's better than being dead. That's for sure. So
that's definitely true.
It's better than being dead.
Hey, do you want to do a food topic or a contest first?
We can do a contest
first. Because you know why?
Why?
Because the contest will end up at 5-2.
No, that's right. I'd rather start it later. Then you got to pack it in. All right, here's a topic for you. Okay. Dubai chocolate. Now, when I hear Dubai, I think World Cup, and it's interesting because usually the Dubai World Cup, the last 10 years or so, however long they've run it, it used to be the richest race in the world. It used to overlap on Florida Derby Day. It used to be the Dubai World Cup in the morning, and then the Florida Derby at 7 o'clock at night.
And you know what the big question was, and I don't mean this in any kind of racist or ethnic slanderous way, but how do you know when it's Cap Day in Dubai?
Oh, man. It's Cap Day at Gulfstream Park.
See that? They're giving hats away here, but you can't identify it. Did that guy have that on his head before? Or
they didn't even allow wager on
not touching that. I think Fisher
no, Tony, you can't touch that.
I think Fisher actually made it that way.
The point being, this year, for the first time, they've moved the Dubai World Cup back a week. It's actually going to be next Saturday.
There you go.
It does not conflict with the Florida Derby this year, so maybe we'll have a chance of still having money by the time the 14th race goes off here.
You lose some gigantic betting
I never bet that race.
I used to bet it because it used to be. Now the Saudi Cup is the richest race in the world, $20 million. The Dubai World Cup is like only $10 or $12 million.
That's like a nickel.
It is like a nickel over there. But it's going to be running next weekend, coinciding with, I think, like the Wood Memorial, and I don't know if the Bluegrass is next week. I think there's a couple of major stakes races for 3-year-olds.
Next week?
The Bluegrass, when they move to Keeneland, will be next week. But the bottom line is, because it's the end of Ramadan, and that's a big holiday. It's going to be happening either Sunday night or Monday, depending on when the moon is in a certain angle. So that's why they didn't do it But Dubai, when I think Dubai, it used to be Dubai World Cup. Now, Dubai chocolate is all the rage.
What does that mean? The actual chocolate?
So
it's $20 a bar.
It's become a thing.
It's like the stupid strawberry. Have you seen this strawberry? Have you seen this place that's like a Whole Foods, but like everything's like times 10? I forget what the hell it's called.
Oh, what? That's like Chernobyl strawberries?
No, expensive. They're just like this place that's ridiculously expensive for simple ass
Oh,
things.
well, that
I forget what Shirley.
They call Publix.
But they sell like one strawberry for like $10 or $20.
Okay, well,
$20 for the strawberry.
So that I could take a pass on. But the Dubai chocolate craze became a thing on TikTok, and apparently it's a combination of like chocolate with pistachio cream.
It's
like great.
It looks awesome.
The Sun Sentinel did a roundup piece of places that are offering things with Dubai chocolate products, and I guess the Dubai chocolate could be like in cake form or chocolate form or ice cream form. Our friend over at Jimmy's Aloha Ice Cream.
He's doing something?
Aloha. Yeah, he's doing a Dubai chocolate special now, too.
Oh, wow. Good for him.
He wants us to come over there and eat it. He wants me to big bite it. I got to tell him that I'm down to little bites now.
I'll big bite it.
Where is it?
Oh, Jimmy, what's it called?
It's
Sweet Aloha Ice Cream
Shop. It's off of 84.
Yeah, 84 and just off like Pine Island when you come a little bit further east. A little hard to find. Easy to love.
It's like the Davie area.
Sweet Aloha Ice Cream. Jimmy Anderson is the proprietor. Really nice guy. And he's doing a Dubai chocolate thing. But the kids apparently just love it. It's all the craze. But and again, somebody posted on the group today is like, what's with this? Why is everybody like
I've never heard of it.
And the answer is TikTok, because TikTok brainwashes people.
TikTok's an amazing advertising.
Yes, that's actually a great way to call it.
We got to get more. You're TikToking, right?
I do TikTok. I don't know if it's great.
But what do you do on TikTok?
I just rant on TikTok.
I just screen.
Okay, I'm still off of it because I don't trust it. It's
I don't know. I rant. Because on all of our shows, and we have great sponsors, and we try not to alienate anyone, both listener and sponsor, and I appreciate that, and I agree with that. I like ranting, and I need somewhere to rant, so I rant on TikTok.
There you go. All right. Well, if anybody could fill me in as to the wonders
of TikTok.
No, of Dubai chocolate. Because I don't think I've ever had. Actually at the Visit Lauderdale Food Festival, a couple of places were doing
next
some
Friday. One of I'll bring.
Okay. Okay. If one of our viewers has horses running and gives us information, is that a tip? Is that inside information? Am I supposed to share this?
Well, for a horse?
Yes, our friend Todd Casuto, who's in
New
York,
he owns
says
horses.
we have 2 horses going tomorrow at Aqueduct at the Duck.
Okay.
Second race, 5th. I don't even know how to pronounce that word. Adeleke. Is it a Native American? Adeleke.
Let's just say Adeleke.
Adeleke.
Yeah.
And then the 5th race, 10 horse, double your money.
Oh, that's a good name.
I love that name. That name's great.
I want to quadruple my money. Does that make me greedy?
So I don't know if it's good that I advertised that for you, Todd, but you put it out there. So I did that. I took off of that and went with it.
All right, so the classic Dubai chocolate bar is a milk chocolate confection filled with pistachio cream and crunchy katafi pastry.
See, at least it sounds amazing.
Katafi pastry, which is those little those noodles, those thin kind of straw noodles, shredded phyllo dough, which is that.
Phyllo dough, yeah, phyllo dough's great.
The treat originated in Dubai and became a viral sensation on TikTok in 2024.
Nice.
So
I mean, it sounds amazing. That actually sounds good.
You can't get enough of it. A Knefa of it because it has Knefa in it. All right, well. If anybody can find me a good one, I guess I'll try the classic one. Meanwhile, Joe Beja is in the hizzle.
Yep. So we can take a break and then we can do the contest.
Take a break. We'll do a little chat with him, and then we're going to tease the contest till probably the last 5 minutes, but that way I'll have to get through it quickly. Let's take our second break, and we'll be back with Joe Beja on a very big race Friday here before the Florida Derby tomorrow here at Gulfstream. We'll be back after these words on the Lunchbox.
Southern comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. If you want great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting, have I got the place for you. Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasto platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi, fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed on Mondays. Tell them. Looking for great seafood that's a little further inland? Luke's Seafood and Grill. That's Luke's with a C. 5511 South University Drive in Davie. Luke and Roxy, they're a great couple with great food. It's a mom and pop shop bringing the freshest fish and seafood to Western Broward. Some of the best jambalaya and fish cakes around. And Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? You can find his famous Scoobies, those sauteed crab claws, right there on the specials board most days. Oh, so good. So take a trip to University just north of Sterling today. Lunch, dinner closed on Mondays. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Feel like getting away without leaving town? Then you got to check out the House on the River in Fort Lauderdale. It's a beautiful restored historic home with indoor and outdoor dining right on the New River. You'll think you're in Charleston or Savannah. It has a gorgeous patio, porches, and private dining areas, and it offers unique experiences perfect for a date night or fun times with friends and family. It has weekend brunches, happy hour, dinner Wednesday through Sunday. There's also a high tea on Friday and Saturdays, and the popular House of Veuve Champagne experience on weekends. The House on the River is in Fort Lauderdale's Himmershey District, just south of the Science Museum. For reservations and information, go to the House on the
All right, we're back at Gulfstream, 10 Palms, big day, Florida Derby Eve, and look who's with us.
I appreciate him finding time for us.
He
to
looks
visit that.
very relaxed.
Never
let him see you sweat. Joe Beja, Executive Director of Hospitality
He
here at
hasn't
Gulfstream.
changed since last week, you know.
Tomorrow, oh no. He is used to these big events. He
Yes.
goes everywhere. I mean, Pegasus Day, and he's got the Preakness that he also oversees later on, and the Triple Crown Trail. But tomorrow it is the day.
Yeah.
Florida Derby, big 3-year-olds in the spotlight, 14th and final race, but huge day of racing. 11:30 a.m. to 7 p.m., 14 races, 10 stakes races, 5 graded stakes races, and millions of opportunities for you. Although, actually, it's a little bit late, right? You kind of...
It's too late for people now.
It's getting there. Yeah, right now. So obviously, 10 Palms at this point. We have a couple of
They're
couple of
jammed.
tables,
fully committed, as they
couple
say.
of back pocket tables, like any good hospitality person does. You know,
You have
If
like
you
a
know,
little-
you know.
If you know, you know. But you know,
regulars, you're not
a few
counting
back
yourself.
pocket tables. You know that we have. Unfortunately, they're not the best
No,
location of
you know,
tables.
don't
but
be
But if you're
complaining
late, that's your
but
problem.
if, yeah,
that
you're
you're
in
not
the
on the
building.
window and on the finish line. Like, you're
Correct.
lucky to get in the joint.
Correct.
Exactly.
You know, we're doing like the old Goodfellas thing. We're dropping tables near side stations.
Yeah.
You know, whatever we
Squeeze in a
do.
couple more.
So,
yeah.
but
Can you squeeze
It's
one
just
in?
a couple
yeah,
Can you
oh,
squeeze me in?
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's 10 Palms fully booked tomorrow, but you could, you know,
Yeah.
But then you've got Taste at the Track on the 3rd floor Flamingo Room, also virtually sold out.
Close to, yes, exactly. 295 tickets sold.
Ooh,
We're going
right.
to stop at 325.
Right.
Okay.
So there's still an opportunity to purchase some today.
Go online, gulfstreampark.com, and click on Taste at the Track.
Correct. So we still have more of the GA tickets at 125, which gets you in at 1 o'clock.
125 is you know what? I'm sorry, Joe. That's too low.
It
For a
really
big race
is.
day, considering the quality of the wine
yeah,
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
food,
Yes,
Yes,
that's a
it
great
is.
far
price.
be it for me to say, you know,
Yeah.
that's too cheap. But
It
I mean,
is a
the
little bit.
VIP hour starts at 12.
VIP is at,
And that's sold out.
That's sold out. That's 195.
Right, but that
So,
now 125 to get in the door
at
at
1
1
o'clock.
p.m.
Yeah,
and it's
and
going
food,
till
drink,
like
and it's high
4 or
level.
5.
Yes.
And
So we're going to keep it open as long as we could. Food availability. If anything, Chef Jason said if we start to run a little bit low, that the stations might close at 4, but we'll butler pass like sliders or
Oh, nice.
something along that line just to keep people fed. And then some of the wine vendors will be able to stay till 5. If not, we'll pour some wine at the bar until 5, complimentary on us
very
as
good.
part of the package.
Nice.
And then at 5 o'clock, everything shuts down.
Right.
I know the race is 6:30, but music will keep going.
Yeah.
Cash bar will be open.
Okay.
So there's
and the
still
gambling
opportunities.
windows, the
And the
betting
gambling
windows,
windows
will be
open
open.
all
Yes.
day and night
Yeah.
until the final 14th race is in the books, and it's going to be a great, great day overall. And again, your theme is it's wine and derby.
Wine and
so
derby, right?
It's
Yes.
high quality wines.
It is.
and all kinds of high quality.
I mean,
bites.
now that we're
We have not Camus itself, but Camus brand wines will be poured. Kendall Jackson will be poured. We have Copper Cane, which is Bowen, and Quilt, if you're familiar with the Quilt red blend.
yeah,
So
Close is very good.
yeah,
nice.
so there's some really, really good wines. You know, we're not pouring the 1.5 liters.
The stuff that I
And
would
you
be
got
pouring.
Woodford Reserve.
We'll have Woodford Reserve for our sweet experience guests, but it is also
Nice.
in the official cocktail of the day, which is the Gulfstream Breeze.
Nice.
That is a featured brand of Woodford Reserve, ginger ale, a little bit of Cointreau, and a splash of OJ just to give it that Florida.
And that will be
feel.
available throughout the track at the
So your
various
Derby drink's
bars.
way better than the Kentucky Derby drink.
Yes,
Much
so,
better.
Right
yes.
now.
So that'll be available throughout the track. $15 with the souvenir
Souvenir
Florida Derby
nice.
glass.
Souvenir
Jeez.
glass. That's
Correct.
very nice. Florida Derby, it's going to be, the big horse is now Sovereignty, who's got a new rider because last time he won for fun. A very impressive move with Junior Alvarado. Junior Alvarado got hurt last week, so he's being replaced by New York-based rider Manny Franco coming in. And another injury in the big race, Mataket Road, which is a Bob Baffert well-regarded horse, was supposed to be ridden by Tyler Gaffleon, the local homegrown product, but he got hurt on Wednesday. Broke his ankle. So you know who's coming in to replace him? Tony?
Lafitte Pinkai.
No, but you're close in age. Mike Smith, who is about the
Really?
same age as me. He's like
Wow.
58 years old.
Wow. Wow.
Mike Smith, I think, was born the same years, maybe 66 or 67. The guy is a marvel. But Mike Smith coming in to ride for Bob Baffert. It's going to be exciting big race, exciting full day. And
So I'll tell you a funny story real quick about Mike Smith. Is his picture is used like a giant cutout at Santa Anita track next to this like little box that says, how do you measure up to a jockey? So me being 5'5", I stand next to it every time I get a photo next to that cutout. Every time I go to Santa Anita, I stand next to that cutout of Mike Smith in the jockey area. I'm like, I got him by an inch.
Well, he's going to be coming. He used to ride here on the East Coast regularly, so it's going to be good to see him. I think also Frankie Dettori might be in the race too. No Frankie Dettori in the race. Frankie Dettori is riding here today. Again, legendary European jockey whose farewell retirement tour is lasting longer than Cher's.
It's like Elton John.
But as long as he keeps winning,
5
he keeps
years of
doing. I
tours.
love seeing all these classic jockeys still going strong. Gives us hope, Tony Segreto.
There you go.
The next time I see a 75-year-old jockey, I'll stand up and cheer.
Yeah. Well, some of these guys, it's impressive.
Yeah, we have the Jockey Lounge here, and they have a nice little Latin caterer down there. So I go down there sometimes for sancocho, for the soup, or the cortaditos and so forth. And you go down there, and I always joke around. I said, I like to hang out there so I could feel tall. But then I also feel fat, because they're like 110 pounds at the most.
Yeah, that's a little bit.
They're
that's
skinnier
twice
than
me.
a woman.
Yeah.
Half of me
But
is
they're
a jockey.
solid.
It's pretty
But
scary.
those guys are solid. They're cores.
Yeah, they are very.
Their
Pound
hands-
for pound, they are the strongest athletes in the world.
Their hands are like a vice.
The way that they can control these half-ton animals is really impressive. All right, so Florida Derby Day tomorrow, and let's do a quick run through because
since you're selling like hotcakes.
No, wait. Before, no, I mean, look, it's going to be a great spread. We went through the menu last week.
Yeah.
I want to keep pushing forward,
what's
which
going
is
on?
two more things. One, the Sunday Brunch Bash, which is upcoming just a week from this Sunday, April 6th. It's going to be a fun time. Joe very graciously extended the discount offer for anybody who's out there watching the Lunchbox or on Let's Eat South Florida. If you want to come out and have a fun day at the races, we're going to be here from 12 o'clock on Sunday, April 6th. If you want to join us, just email me the number of people in your party along with your name. You don't have to pay until you're here that day, $44 per person, plus tax and automatic gratuity. Don't write on complaining about it on the Let's Eat group. It's a great deal. All-day buffet. We're going to be playing the races, having fun. Just email me at mikemayoeats@gmail.com. By the Friday before, let's say a week from today, by noon, so I could get Joe a final count. We're going to have some contest winners redeeming their prizes that day. We're going to have Tony and his wife out here. We're going to have Luby and his wife.
I shall be here.
Val and I and some of her family.
The professor,
will be
you'll meet the professor.
Professor will be out here. It's going to be a fun time. I love it. A little bit more laid back than the Derby day and the big race day. So thank you, Joe. And then last but not least, another big Sunday in April coming up. And this is the one I
Mayo's
really
been looking for this for a while.
And look at Tony Segreto, Italian
Paninis,
linguinis, and martinis.
Mayo's going to put the Ozempic in the bathroom that day.
Well, it's the last day of the cycle before I get a little more appetite that day. I got I'm able to pack a few things in there on the Sundays before the Mondays. But again, April 27th.
Correct.
And I guess we want to do one big event at a time, but just mark it in your calendar. And are tickets on sale yet?
Not yet.
After the Derby.
Yes.
Okay, so
One thing I do want to mention though too is we also have a wonderful Easter brunch on the
Oh,
20th.
nice.
Nice.
So that'll be-
Enhance the brunch.
Yes,
package.
we do. That'll be $85 per person, including your mimosa.
That's on Saturday, right?
Sunday the 20th.
Sunday.
Sunday for Easter.
Easter Sunday.
Easter Sunday
I-
brunch.
I
It's
know
on Sunday every
Knows
year,
what
Tony.
Easter is.
Yeah,
I know it's Sunday every year.
I got
But you can do a
Johnny.
special
thought
Saturday
so.
too.
You were
Absolutely.
going to have an Easter on Saturday here. I
No.
didn't know you used to be open. Okay.
It's- No,
we'll be open racing.
open
Yes,
racing.
it won't be an Easter brunch. It'll be the normal $55 Saturday brunch.
But it'll.
But on Sunday, we
Sunday-
enhance it: the seafood station,
Nice.
the carvings.
It's same
and then-
price or a little bit more on that.
He said
Sunday.
85.
Sunday will be 85.
85. Got it. Okay.
85.
I was
But
not
again, they're
paying
doing the
attention.
seafood,
I was
they're
too
doing
Yeah,
busy.
you
we'll
and
upgrade,
Toretto.
yeah, we
Making
upgrade the
fun of them.
seafood, the carving areas, the action stations, and then of course
Most
we'll have a
included.
nice little photo opportunity for the
Wow.
families to take, and then
So that's going to be a whole month of Sundays
busy
in
man.
April between
Yeah.
the Brunch Bash, April 6th, Mike Mayo Eats at gmail.com. Email me today if you want to get in on that. And then you've got Easter Sunday here at the track, Enhanced Buffet on the 20th. And then 27th, martinis, paninis, and
And Mike,
linguine. I
that's
think I
it.
got the order
you
right.
got it
It's
right.
Oh,
because
nice.
correct.
first we start with the martinis.
Yeah, you gotta have
Yes.
your drink, then have a
Martinis.
sandwich,
Then you
and
have a little
plate.
handheld,
Yeah.
and then you dig into your big plates of
Yep.
linguine. It's going to be the first time that you did it was a
It's not-
rousing success, and
That's
this
why we're
time
bringing it back so soon.
it's great.
Well,
Yeah.
the,
All right.
the Joe
We'll do-
New York roots, you can like Joe again.
We'll do
right?
this one will be a Sunday gravy edition.
Nice.
Thanks to your
Ooh, I
idea.
love it.
You are amazing. What you can do with your chef with
And then he
Yeah.
goes
Chef
off
Jason.
to Pimlico for. I mean, the
Oh, then we
Preakness
lose
is
you
going
for
to
a
be
little
here before you know
I
it.
know, yeah. I'll be
So-
flying up on the 12th.
Oh,
and
wow.
the race is the May 17th.
Right.
So I fly up on that Monday the 12th.
All
and
right.
It's a big one, right?
One
This is the
step at a
150th.
time. It's going to be a
Yeah.
great day tomorrow. All right, you want to stick around? Let's do the contest,
do the
and then we'll
contest,
take the
yeah.
last break, and then
Yeah,
we'll call it a
let's
week.
Get going.
All right. So it's time for the weekend for the
The
weekly Lunchbox Gulfstream 10 Palms Sunday Brunch giveaway. You're going to email the answer to three things. It's basically give me the restaurant that's in the trivia questions, give me a winner of Saturday's contest race, which is, of course, the Florida Derby, race 14, a 10-horse
mention it.
field. Numbers 1 through 10, Florida Derby, race 14, going off at about 6:40-ish. And then this week's tiebreaker is going to be a
It's a big
Elite
tournament.
8 game tomorrow
More Gators. right?
evening. Gators. We're going local. I know the Bama Duke game is a little bit more
Nah, but
intriguing.
Gators, Texas Tech. That's a big game.
Gators, Texas Tech. You're going to give me a winner and the margin. So let's say Gators by 5 points or Texas Tech by 3. That's going to be the third and final tiebreaker. So you email those three components to me. Again, numbers 1 through 10 in race 14, the Florida Derby, along with the restaurant, to MikeMayoEats at gmail.com by noon tomorrow, March 29th. And again, let's see. For a programming note, the Elite 8 game, not on CBS, it's on TBS tomorrow.
TBS.
Both
Well, because
games
there's two games at the same
are
time.
on No, they're staggered tomorrow. The Duke game is afterwards. Both of them
So
are
why
on
not
TBS
CBS?
because TBS has the rights to the Saturday games and CBS has the Sunday games. That's the way the world works these days. All right. And if we have a tiebreaker, there'll be a drawing on the next live Lunchbox show, blah, blah, blah. All right. This week's restaurant.
Blah blah blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
That's the clue.
See, I don't think this is the gimme you think it is because a lot of people are new like this.
They
we
were
connected them before we were
when
Lunchbox.
I first
so
started,
I don't know if it's the gimme you think.
when
it
I
is.
was doing Defoe's morning show
Yeah, the
on
Gambling
the AM
Gourmet.
radio, Gambling, they were one of the original sponsors.
So it gives you a
and then when we
heads
went
up if you were
to
ahead of the curve.
radio before we went to the 21st century and live streaming on the internet, this restaurant was one of my original sponsors, so I do have a fond spot
And
in my
a
heart
really
for
good
them.
spot.
All right, and again, we're celebrating the end of National Noodle Month
Okay.
with a restaurant where noodles are slurped with gusto. All right, here's the
There-
clues.
Okay.
This ramen eatery in Davie near I-75 and the Southwest Ranches border is a Lunchbox and Gambling Gourmet favorite.
Yep.
Which was an original show sponsor.
Yep.
Number 2, the owner and soup savant Kaiichi abandoned a stockbroker career in his native Japan to pursue his passion for ramen, and he landed in South Florida after wanting to bring proper ramen to Miami, which is a sister city to his native Kagoshima city.
Mm.
Okay, now he ended up in Davie because originally he couldn't find real estate or
I
a
mean, for the
proper
price,
spot
yeah.
in Miami, but now
Yeah.
the restaurant, it opened in Davie and it's still going strong after, I'm guessing it's almost like 8 years, 8.5 years. but it now also has outposts in Miami, in Brickell at that new, what is it, Julia and Henry Food Hall.
Good. Oh, nice.
He's in there, and he also has an outpost in Doral because Doral is so there are
I know they
3
tried it. I wasn't sure how it was going.
3
That's great.
locations. He's gotten them all going, and they're known for numerous the ramen broths and specialties, including their traditional 18-hour tonkatsu, which is the pork broth, and a Florida-inspired key lime chicken ramen, which
their bao is fantastic too. They do a really good job with bao.
It's nice, and I can still hear Jersey Kyle's voice mocking me when I would say, I can't say the name.
No, don't do it.
But that's it. Next
Jersey
week we'll be able to say it. Do you have any idea what the name of this restaurant is?
I don't.
Wow. Okay.
Wow,
I got
you
Joe
got
B
Joe.
stumped.
I'm
I
telling
love
you, it's
it.
not
I
as easy as you
stumped.
think.
I
Not a lot of
love
people
it.
were with it from the beginning.
So again, email the winner of the Derby, the name of this restaurant, and the winner of the Florida Texas Tech game, along with the margin.
With the margin.
Yes, the margin. That's important.
MikeMayoEats@gmail.com by noon tomorrow. And also, if you want to come to the Lunchbox Brunch
Yeah, it's
Bash
worth
on the
it.
6th, email me.
It's such
Same
a great party.
email address. Joe,
You're the
good
best,
luck
Joe.
with everything
Good luck this
tomorrow.
weekend.
Thank you, John.
Maybe
We'll
I'll
see you
have to
tomorrow, my
sneak
friend.
out early in the
I'm
day.
going to be here tomorrow.
Please do.
And yeah, that sounds a little bit tempting.
I mean, are you
some
gonna
good wines. It's the only thing I could put down these days is good
Well,
wine.
I was testing Joe and he didn't
mean-
make a face. So if he's not making a face, then I'm going to be
I
here.
mean, honestly, the steak frite station, the seafood,
I mean, yeah,
the tuna nachos.
it's a lot of protein. I just hear
I'm going to
protein
have to
and
do a
protein.
heavy workout
Yeah,
tomorrow
lots of
morning.
protein.
The Iberico ham station.
Nice.
And wine is low. I love that he's selling
And
it.
here's one thing I don't want to
Yeah,
see.
like us.
Also, let's see. Did you see this? This was an all-time first. Somebody wrote a post, basically blasting a restaurant on Dania Pier that just opened. Yeah, Lucky Fish.
Yes.
It just
It went
opened
a week ago.
A week ago. She wrote. Said that she went on a Saturday night, the first Saturday night they're open, and that it was horrible because it was disorganized. The food took a long time, and then this was the first. This is what got me. Me and my friends, we all got headaches the next day because they used cheap wine in the sangria.
I don't even know. First of all, sangria, you always use cheap wine. It's
Sangria.
Sangria is a sweet by nature.
Yeah.
If you drink too much sangria, you're going to get a headache and a hangover because there's
That's
so
on
much
you.
sugar in it.
Correct.
And
again, you're not using it's sangria. Like that's the point of sangria.
I rolled my eyes. Please, if you come tomorrow and you over imbibe of all the good wine,
That's on you. That's not on
the
Joe.
hangover is your fault.
Your fault. Okay, you didn't go to college. Like, who doesn't know why or where hangover comes from? Like, you don't blame the establishment.
If I may, I ask for recommendation. If you do get a hangover on Sunday, it's called Sunday Brunch. At 10 Palms.
Yes.
Get a little hair of the dog.
Exactly.
So, no, and my favorite response, like I kind of chided the woman saying, "Wow, this is a LESS
reach. Yeah,
first."
that's
like,
a reach.
who would have thought of it? Like, blaming the restaurant for
your hangover.
And then people were chiming in saying, "Oh, of course, I always use Camus and Chateau Lafite in my sangria."
Exactly. Like, what are you doing?
And every day is an
It's a
eye-opening.
history.
And I give you credit,
No,
Joe,
he
because
deals with
you
it like a
handle
bum,
people diplomatically,
You handle
with
that
grace
beautifully.
and aplomb. And me, I could never be in the restaurant hospitality business because I bash these people around with a stick. But, hey, thanks for everything, Joe. Good
You're
luck
the best,
tomorrow.
my friend. We'll see you tomorrow.
Let us take our third and
And
final
final
break, and we'll wrap up this week's editions of the Lunchbox after this.
Hey Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligan's, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the lunch. Fresh local fish, a sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hour 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them the Lunchbox.
All right. We're back on the Lunchbox, and I think we're going to wrap it up.
That'll do
Defoe,
it.
you didn't get to hear the contest, but all I'm going to say is
Everyone knows the
ramen
answer.
place out in Southwest Ranchers
Jersey
that
Kyle
Jersey
made fun of
Kyle
him.
might like the fact, but don't say the way he says it. But
There's only one way to pronounce it.
I know.
all right,
You
meanwhile,
were such a freak back then. I mean, I don't know that anything's really changed, but
no.
You know,
you
my-
almost orgasmed as you were saying. the name of the
You know,
Well,
show.
I
because
would
the place
say-
has such
Yeah.
good ramen. I mean, that Kagoshima special ramen, that if you make it spicy, it was striated with pork fat. It was just so good.
Striated.
You're
Striated.
something, Mayo.
How's
I'll tell
that
you
for a word?
You are something.
striated.
Striated.
I
That's a
don't know, you're
word
something.
I picked up in my food writing days at the Sun Sentinel. 5 years on, and I'm still.
Yeah, you're still.
That is
Somehow.
how long have you been waiting to use that word?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? As
Well, when
long
they
as I
read it
can.
in the newspaper as they're on the throne, do they really understand what he's talking
You've been
about?
Now
waiting
they
a
can look
long
it up.
time.
Oh,
Yeah.
one last thing, which is a completely disgusting thing to leave you with, but somebody just posted on the group that somebody is putting and developing a new flavor of ice cream, breast milk ice cream.
Oh, get out of
That
here.
is
What's wrong with people?
disgusting.
And I'm going to say no, thank you.
although you want to try it, don't you?
No, I don't. I can honestly
no.
say I don't want to try it.
I don't depend. No,
No, I don't. I don't want to try it.
No, I mean, that is like just
That's
beyond.
weird.
I
No,
didn't
there's
read
no
the
need
full
for that.
story. I don't know if you put a cherry on it because then you have
Say goodbye,
the
Mike.
visual. All
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
goodbye,
Say
Mike.
goodbye, Mike.
Everybody have a great weekend. Hope you have a prosperous Derby day, or if you're going ultra, be safe,
Yes.
stay well hydrated, and we'll be back Monday. We're going to replay the House on the River show at our usual 1 o'clock time, and then we're going to be doing a happy hour edition from the new Eddie and Vinny's Coastal
Really
Italian
stoked.
with our friend Eddie Pizzoli at 5 o'clock in Coral Springs, right there in
Yeah, I'm really
Luby's
stoked.
Hood.
I mean,
So
my
it's
wife
going to be
there.
a fun day on Monday. All right. Until next time, everybody, enjoy your weekend and enjoy every sandwich.